live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, we are stepping into a world of wonder. The stars of Circa 21's Mary Poppins will join us with details on this timeless, high-flying musical delighting audiences of all ages.
Plus, a new mural in downtown Davenport is turning heads. We'll talk with the team behind the vibrant artwork that celebrates community, connection, and the power of being a good neighbor.
And calling all solo artists for the Black Box Theater's Solo Fringe Festival. We'll tell you about this three-day event showcasing the talent and creativity of those who prefer to work alone. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Friday, July 25th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
Welcome back, Morgan.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Yes, I'm sure we'll hear more about your vacation.
It's noon in Alaska. So
noon in Alaska, so you're a little off on your time
today. Yeah.
Yes, you'll do great, and we look forward to hearing more about your trip here maybe next week. All right, well, I'm Kyle Keel, and Bix Weekend, of course, is here. So not only is it about the running, but with it comes the music, the memories, and the unmistakable energy that fills the streets of Davenport.
Absolutely. At the heart of it all is the sound that started it, early jazz, inspired by Bix Beiderbecke himself. Joining us today is jazz musician and Bix historian, as far as I'm concerned, Josh Duffy, whose band will be performing throughout this weekend. Josh, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for being here today.
Welcome back, and you get a weekend off. So.
I know, and oh, what a weekend it is, am I right? For all of us. So it is a very busy time. Talk a little bit about your performances that you guys have coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Downtown Davenport Association is going to have the band down there at Kaiserslautern Square, which is on 3rd Street. So when people are picking up their race packets, coming out and hear that great Bix music. It starts, I believe, at 4 p.m., goes till 8 p.m.
Wow.
Then tomorrow morning, for those running the quick Bix, they're going to hear this great, authentic 1920s jazz music when they round the corner on 15th and turn on to Perry. And there's so many great bands that are on Kirkwood, and that's the main venue, but we're like, there's nothing on Perry here. There's so many people that run this quick Bix. And so Chris Nelson with Bix is like, let's put you guys on the corner. So we played it last year, and when people ran the corner, it was like Christmas. They're like, oh my gosh, this is great. Thank you for being
Something
here.
they weren't used to.
They got excited, so it was great.
Yeah, that is wonderful.
Yeah, and we were talking before the show, you could probably fill this whole show with Bix Beiderbecke history. Like Morgan said, we can call you an historian, but this year marks the 100th anniversary of a very special piece of music by Bix Beiderbecke.
Yes, he January 26, 1925, he recorded Davenport Blues at the Jeanette Studios in Richmond, Indiana. And so he had an all-star group of musicians. Tommy Dorsey was one of those on trombone. And so the group that I have here for this weekend, we all know that record. We all love that music. And so they're going to hear that authentic 20s music. But we want to be playing Davenport Blues as those people running by. It's named after Davenport. So Bix was proud to be here.
Yeah, and we're going to hear that in just a few minutes now, just a few minutes from right now. But for those who don't know a lot about it, tell us a little bit more about Davenport Blues and why, obviously, it's about Davenport, but why it's such an impactful piece, especially for musicians like yourself.
Well, it's going back to early blues music, was coming out before jazz music was. And so this is a chance for musicians to improvise on like a 12-bar form. And it could be an E flat, it could be an F, different keys for musicians talk. And so for Bix, they were just improvising on the spot. And so they recorded it, but didn't have a title for it. So that's when Tommy Dorsey said, well, like we got to name it something. We're going to name it Bix. And so Bix, just kind of being the way he was more worried about the music and not a title. So that's when Tommy Dorsey said, why don't we name it after that hometown that you're from? And so Davenport Blues. And so that's how it got that name. And a lot of people, after Bix had passed away, would stop here to pay tribute to him at Oakdale Memorial Gardens. Even Paul Whiteman in the 50s was still coming here and laying a wreath at his marker every time he came through.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and there's people that flock to the Bix run, and they love this music. And then next weekend we have the Jazz Festival. So this kind of kicks off a full week of music events in the Quad Cities celebrating Bix.
Yeah, all celebrating Bix. So you've ensembled a great group of musicians. You may have seen them at the start of the show. What makes your group in the band here so successful?
First and foremost, they're all friends of mine, and we all love these records.
Special.
Yes, but all these musicians on stage are class act musicians who give that music the appreciation that it deserves. And we have Mike Davis here from New York, and Andy Shum from Chicago, John Donatowicz from Chicago, Peter Hose on cornet from Chicago, and Dave Bach on tuba from Chicago.
Wow.
And so these are all friends of mine that I've known for over 20 years. And so when the Bix Society said, we want to have a group, we want you to form it, these are the guys that I thought of right away that can come in and really do this music justice.
Yeah, and we might get a chance to talk with you a little bit more as we approach, Jazz Fest coming up next weekend. But just give us kind of a little preview of what that weekend is all about. A lot of times we think of Bix Weekend and we think of the run, right? I don't think I'm alone in that. There is so much history there that a lot of folks really don't understand. understand, that goes far beyond, you know, running 7 miles up and down through the village of East Davenport. So take us to Jazz Fest and what we can look forward to next weekend as well.
I think it's great with the run because you're running through the historical areas where Vic Spiderbeck lived. So that you're getting those first steps there. Then it goes through the week, and that music, you're going to hear 7 or 8 different bands out at the Rhythm City Casino authentically playing this music. It's not the Dixieland music. This is hot jazz of the 20s being played like the record was. And so you're going to have a chance to be on the Celebration Bell and do a dinner cruise on the afternoon time. We're going to be at Jim's Knoxville Tap in Milan, Illinois on Wednesday doing that because Bix used to play there.
It's a good spot.
Oh, it's amazing. Love it there. And so there's a lot of events that people can go to the Bix Society website and see all the information on there where the bands are playing and all the activities from Wednesday to the following Sunday.
Okay.
All right, so we got to get a listen to the band so you can catch Josh Duffy and the Black Hawk Broadcasters tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Bix Jazz and Family Gym in Kaiserslautern Park, Kaiserslautern Square Park, that is, on East 3rd Street in Davenport. And you'll also find the band on the Quick Bix route tomorrow morning from 8 to 9 a.m. And of course, that'll be on the corner of 15th and Perry Streets. Josh, thank you so much, and let's get a little preview here with you and the band. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done, nicely done.
Amazing.
Josh Duffy and the Black Hawk Broadcasters.
Yeah, and here's the information for you once again. I know Kyle just talked about it. We'll put it on the web, but you're going to want to head downtown for that performance from 6 to 8 p.m. Once again, thank you all for being here today.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
we really appreciate you. And we have so much more to come on QCL. A nanny who is practically perfect in every way. We are talking to the stars of Circa 21's magical new production of Mary Poppins, bringing a spoonful of sugar to the stage this summer.
Quad Cities Live is sponsored by Fleet Feet. Live.
It is a magical musical that's been charming generations, and now Mary Poppins is floating into Rock Island for the first time ever with performances at Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse. Joining us to talk more about this stage adaptation of the beloved Disney classic are two of the show's stars, Jordan Thomas Burnett, who plays the charming jack-of-all-trades Bert, if you remember the film, and Jillian Weatherford stepping into the iconic role of Mary Poppins herself. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
We love having our Circa 21 folks on the show. I always find it really special, too, because you guys come from all over. I mean, we love our community theater here in the Quad Cities. They do such a wonderful job. I also, though, enjoy talking to actors that make their way to the Quad Cities to be part of this, so it's very cool. Jillian, I'll start with you. So what is it like bringing such an iconic show, Mary Poppins, to Circa 21? Now, I know you're not from the area, but this is kind of a first of its kind, you know, thing that we get to see here.
Yeah, and it's extremely exciting, and you can feel it every night, the audience, the first time that I fly. There's just this kind of collective gasp, you know, and applause, and it never gets old. But especially for me on a personal note, I think this has been a dream role for a long time. Yeah. I grew up, this was the second musical that I ever saw, and saw so many Julie Andrews musicals growing up, and so being able to embody this magical nanny with a twist, because she's not exactly like she is in the movie. They brought in some of the book books for the stage musical as well.
And I'm curious to talk a little bit about that with you, and also something that I read in your bio, just talking a little bit about your history with Mary Poppins and all of that as a child. I just thought was so funny to read. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But you spoke about flying and the first time that you fly. Jordan, describe a little bit for us the production team, the creative team, and really how they captured all of that magic for a stage adaptation.
Oh, there was a whole like flight installation in the theater for us to be able to do the flying in the show. Vertigo was the company that came in.
Apt. Yeah.
No, we had a bit of training during the rehearsal process to learn how to fly, and no, it was such a fun time. It was a bit of an adjustment getting it done.
And he has more of the acrobatics.
That is true. That is true.
It's a little bit more intense for him.
That is so interesting for me to hear about the fact that you would need training on that level for this. Like, you don't really think about it until probably people go see the show and go, oh, yeah, that was definitely something that they would have to learn how to use, and that technology. Mary Poppins, I want to go back to just playing this iconic role. So you've already spoken a little bit about how it is not exactly like the movie, how they've incorporated the books and things like that. So describe Mary Poppins for us, and why she's maybe a little different than what we're used to seeing in, say, the Disney film.
Yeah, I think with any role where there's a preconceived notion of the character, I like to go in first as myself as the actor and just like learn it all on my own and find who I am in the role, and then I'll kind of go back to the source material and look at it again and add in more elements of her, you know, of like the original kind of more tongue-in-cheek Julie Andrews version. But this one is special as well because you do have like all of the iconic songs and some of the same lines as the film, but they added in some of the Travers kind of more spikiness to her.
That's great.
There's a little nanny off in Act 2, which is very exciting. Okay. There's a villain that is not in the original film, but who is in the musical, and that's one of my favorite parts of the show, and I think one of the best surprises for the audience. So yeah, it's definitely a mix of what you love with some of the new sprinkled in.
Well, I love to hear that too, that you, because I always like to talk with actors about that, how they kind of make the role their own in certain ways, as much as you can when you're playing kind of an iconic character. So it's cool to hear those behind the scenes thoughts from you. So Jordan, do you have a favorite part of this musical, or maybe a favorite song that you like to perform?
It's gotta be Step in Time.
Step in Time.
It has to be. I mean, we get to tap dance. Tap dancing is my favorite style of dance. So just being able to do that and then run off stage to go fly, I mean, it's nothing better than that.
It sounds like, you know, like a heart-pumping situation for you guys. Like sounds like you're moving a lot, you're singing a lot. So you got to be in shape to pull off Bert, probably.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a lot, but it's so much fun.
That's great. So kind of staying on that subject, Jillian, what would you say that audience members, not yourselves and the folks on stage, but the people watching, what can they expect as far as energy is concerned throughout the show? Because it sounds like it is a pretty energetic
It is. It definitely clips along. I had a friend recently come to see it, and he was like, it went by like so fast. I was, you know, just enraptured the whole time because I think we've made a few cuts to just make it chug along faster, which is great if you have young kids, because otherwise it is a rather long show. But I think we do a good job of making sure that everyone's attention is constantly being redirected. Our choreographer was also our director, and so she did a great job of making sure that it also just moves, and visually it's very interesting at all times. And some of the costumes are also just wildly interesting. Super Cal is one of my favorite numbers because I feel like that and Step in Time are the two where we're just all kind of in this together, celebrating this music and these characters together. And that's also, those are the numbers that the audience know and recognize. And so that's what gets them on their feet every night. And you just feel that synergy like nothing else during those 2 points. And it's great.
Very exciting. Yeah, I mean, I'm sold. I just think that it sounds like a lot of fun, not only to be a part of, but also to be an audience member and to watch. And before we let you go, Jordan, have you ever done anything like this as far as a dinner playhouse where folks are coming in, they're really making an evening of this and they're eating and all of that?
Yes, I've done a few contracts where it was a dinner theater, and it's just a great balance, you know, being able to take your family out, have something to eat,
Yeah.
and then sit and watch a great show.
It's really an evening. It's a whole evening all in one spot. Well, that's great. Mary Poppins is underway right now through September 6th at the Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse in Rock Island. There are evening and matinee performances with a special show-only performance added for tomorrow, Saturday, July 26th. So if you don't need the food but you want to get the show, that's your time to do it. And to get your tickets, visit circa21.com. Jordan and Jillian. Jillian, thanks for coming back to us. I hope to see you again in some other performances. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Yes. Still to come on QCL, growing in business, faith, and family. We'll talk to the duo behind Sisters in Bloom QC about their upcoming grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
A beautiful new business is quite literally blooming in downtown Davenport. Sisters in Bloom QC is a floral and gift boutique that's bringing fresh flowers, faith, and community connection to the heart of the Quad Cities. Sisters and Hawaii natives, Kiana and Bianca Norville, are the duo behind this new venture. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, we are excited to talk with you. We love to welcome a new business here in the Quad Cities, and yours just sounds incredible. So, Kiana, we'll start with you. Tell us about the inspiration behind Sisters in Bloom QC. Where did the idea come from to start this business?
So our business is rooted in our faith as Christians, and my sister and I both served in the Army for 7 years.
Wow, thank you.
Yes, and after serving our country and getting in a place where we were civilians, we wanted to create something where we could build who we are. And I felt like we made the move to Davenport, where we have family who are from here. And so we were able to find ourselves through flourishing here in Davenport, and we felt the call that God was calling us to do something greater, which was building Sisters in Bloom.
It's very symbolic. Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I see like a lot of, alluding to flourishing and blooming and growing, and it's very beautiful to hear you talk about it. Bianca, again, both veterans with a military background. Did any of that play a part in getting this business going? I mean, do you owe any of that background to the way you guys got started and have been able to open?
Absolutely. From the time that we left the military, we wanted to find something that we could put our all into, and our faith, of course. But with the military, we are always taught about attention to detail. We take care of our flowers. We make sure that we are giving everything to our customer at the greatest and the best quality service always. So attention to detail, I would say, we have brought from the military.
I kind of thought you were going I kind of thought that's where we were going. Well, that's wonderful. So Kiana, your grand opening is set for, it's coming up July 30th. Very exciting. So what can folks expect when they walk in the doors of your business, and on that day specifically, if they want to partake in the grand opening?
Yes, so in the grand opening, we will be having a flower bar where you can make your own bouquet, which is very popular. Yes, it's super fun and interactive. We will also have light refreshments and drinks. So we'll also have like our full catalog as far as like our creations will be available for purchase, along with our Christian and faith-based gifts. So we look forward to seeing you guys there.
Yes, and you brought many things for us to look at here behind us on the table. So you talk about Christian and faith-based gifts. This one is very funny.
Yes.
This mug. But yeah, talk about the products that you offer. Well made, beautiful, and then the flower arrangement, of course, behind it.
Yes. So all of our gifts are faith-based. So you'll see quotes like, "Why y'all trying to test the Jesus in me?" This is our bestseller, actually, as far as our stainless steel mugs.
There it is.
We have Bible covers. We have little totes that have, scriptures and things like that. So it's really for those who have faith, rooted in faith, or giving gifts to people who have faith in God. We also have, like, our flowers are very creative. Like, you're not going to be able to buy this in a grocery store or anywhere else. Our creations are something that cannot be, copied or duplicated. So I went to school for fashion. So I have a very creative eye, and so me and my sister, we love to like create.
That's
new,
great. Yeah, that's
things.
an awesome thing to know. You know, when you're going into a business, and you do, you know, especially when you're buying someone flowers, you want it to just go that extra mile or be that extra special thing, and so it sounds like you've got a good eye for that. Bianca, so what is it like working with your sister? I mean, at the end of the day, this is a family business.
Absolutely.
So what has that been like so far, and what do you see in the future for both of you?
Well, I love working with my sister. It's like working with your best friend.
Yep.
And it's every day. You never know what's going to happen. Yes, of course, we might bicker a bit and get into it, but
your
what
family
sibling doesn't,
right?
But I love it. It's really fun, and it's not like a regular conventional job that we've always had. And it's just nice to be close and be with family all the time.
It does sound like fun. Before we let you go today, Kiana, what's in store for the future? I know you talked about having the flower bar there, maybe some more like types of interactive things for customers in the future. I know you guys are just getting started.
Yeah, we're just getting started, but we are excited for the future. We want to get into having workshops so people can come in and we can fellowship together at the flower shop, you know, donating and get into giving back and things like that, and collaborating with other foundations. So we look forward to the future, and we're also on DoorDash, so we will also be on DoorDash.
I saw that. Yes, they are available. You can order from them on DoorDash, which that's awesome. Sisters in Bloom QC is located at 221 East 2nd Street in Davenport. The boutique officially opens next Wednesday, July 30th. In case you missed that, at 10 a.m. there's going to be a ribbon cutting. To learn more or order online, visit sistersinbloomqc.com. Bianca and Kiana, congratulations. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you for sharing all of that with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And still to come in our second half hour, how a colorful new mural next to the Davenport Police Department is bringing neighbors together one brushstroke at a time. Plus, the summer sale at the John Deere store kicks off this weekend. We'll take a closer look at what you can find with deals on everything from toys to clothing. And later, don't miss the upcoming Solo Fringe Festival at the Black Box Theater in downtown Moline. How this 3-day event gives artists and performers a chance to show off their work. All right, lots to look forward to there, Kyle, or maybe not if you don't like the rain when you're running. A colorful new addition to downtown Davenport is more than just eye-catching. It's a symbol of connection, community, and pride. We're talking about a new mural near the Davenport Police Department honoring the spirit of the Good Neighbor Project. Joining us from the Community Impact Team is Sergeant Andrew Harris with the Davenport Police Department, along with Davenport's Community Engagement Coordinator, Allie McWilliams. I should say welcome back to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. We're happy to be here today.
Yes, we're excited to hear from you, excited to talk about this whole project. So let's start there. Allie, what is the Good Neighbor Project? I believe now in its 5th year since launching.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 5th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But you can think of the Good Neighbor Project as a rebranding of the traditional neighborhood watch, but with fewer rules and regulations. It's truly what you make of it, and I think that's why it's been so successful here in Davenport the last 5 years.
Okay, so when we talk about it, what is the goal of the initiative of the Good Neighbor Project?
The goal is just to partner up in the city of Davenport to partner up with our neighbors. We have currently over 154 Good Neighbor Project partners, and it's your traditional neighbors, but we also have for-profits, nonprofits, and churches. And it's just a way for us to collaborate and celebrate all the good things that we have going on in our Davenport neighborhoods.
Okay, so Sergeant Harris, tell us about the Community Impact Team and what it is that you all work to do.
So the Community Impact Team, our mission is to build positive, meaningful relationships with all our community. And this Good Neighbor Project's mural is just one of those things that we were able to connect with our community. The city of Davenport does an amazing job connecting with families, like with Party of the Park events, or our senior citizens with our Senior Light Tour. But this was a project that we were able to be very intentional with our community.
Yeah. And what kind of impact has that had that you've seen in your years doing this, you know, especially since this was launched 5 years ago and has been growing ever since? You know, how has this really benefited the relationships between police officers and community members?
I love the location of our mural. It's at the Davenport Police Department visitors lot. It's open to the public. And when people visit the police department, it's not always on their best days.
Right.
So this mural brings them hope. It brings them joy. And not only for the people who are visiting the police department, but I've also seen it from people visiting downtown Davenport, people taking pictures of the mural, and also just the employees over at City Hall in the city of Davenport. They've often commented about how it's just made their day a little bit better.
It's bright, it's beautiful. We're going to talk a little bit more in just a minute here about who put it all together. But before we get to that, Allie, why a mural? Where did the idea come from to do this specific project?
So the inspiration for this mural came from a trip that Sergeant Harris and I took to Madison, Wisconsin. In celebration of our 5-year anniversary, we went up to Madison to visit their team who launched the Good Neighbor Project there just a few years prior to its introduction in Davenport. And that trip, that day, we got to go to a Coffee with a Cop event. We toured some of their neighborhoods. But at the end of the day, just before we came back to Davenport, they took us to this mural, and it said, "Love your neighbor." And it was so simple, but it was really powerful too. And we wanted to capture those feelings and bring them here to our community. And that's where the idea came from.
Yeah, and you already alluded to this, Sergeant Harris, but the location, and you know, it's a good reason to go and hang out near the Davenport Police Department. We've got the mural there on the screen for everybody to take a look at. So who painted it?
So we partnered up with Quad City Arts, specifically the Metro Arts Program. So the Metro Arts Program is actually celebrating their 25-year anniversary of creating incredible art throughout the Quad Cities. So the artists are 15 to 21-year-old, and they were at our police department for 5 weeks creating this amazing mural.
Yeah, it is beautiful. So using, you know, relatively all students to create this, how did their voices, I guess, or their vision, for lack of a better term, how did that really shape this project and what it turned into?
It was such a unique process. We only had 5 weeks with these artists, so the whole experience went really fast. One of those weeks was spent planning, and they came up with 3 different concepts.
Wow, it's beautiful.
They then pitched those concepts to us, and we had the very hard decision of selecting one. Which obviously we couldn't do. They were all beautiful, so what we did was we took aspects of all 3 of the concepts, and that's what you see on the wall today.
Well, they are incredibly talented. It is bright, it is beautiful, and I love seeing all the different murals downtown and getting the stories behind them. And this is just one more with like a really, really good story. You just unveiled this a couple of weeks ago. I saw a lot of people there in the audience to check it out. What did that feel like to see this project come to fruition for both of you?
Incredible. I never expected the turnout that we got, but what a great day to celebrate.
I'm excited that it was unveiled 2 weeks ago today, and we're going to have thousands of people from all over the country seeing this mural. And our hope is when they're being in downtown Davenport to run or to celebrate Davenport, that they'll take a second to look at this mural, hopefully take some pictures.
Take a photo in front of it. And think of all the different students and young people that will be so proud to see those photos, right? To learn more about the Good Neighbor Project, visit the city's website, davenportiowa.com. From there, just click the tab that says Get Involved, and you're going to find all kinds of information about the mural and how to register your neighborhood for the Good Neighbor Project. Sergeant Harris and Allie, thank you for being here and talking with us. We really appreciate it. And just, you know, congrats on the mural being complete. It looks wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Warren.
Coming up next on QCL, stock up on shoes, clothes, and toys at the John Deere store. We're getting a preview of the summer sale kicking off tomorrow.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, I can't even believe I'm saying this. With about a month left before the new school year, I know it's flying by. The John Deere store is coming to the rescue with its popular one-day-only summer sale.
Yes, with everything from clothes, shoes, and toys, it is the perfect time to take advantage of special deals and promotions. Joining us now with a preview of what to expect this weekend is Paolo Zapata-Gonzalez from the John Deere store. Paolo, welcome back to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
It's great. It's great to be here.
Yes, and it's great to have you. The summer sale is happening tomorrow. So after you run the Bix, get your beer, get your Gatorade, get your water, and then head to the John Deere store in Moline because you got the sale going on starting at 11 a.m.
Starting at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We actually have our sale that will be basically at the front patio of the John Deere store, right there by the pavilion. And we also will have a course for kids to ride their pedal tractors.
Ride the pedal tractors, I love that.
So there's races everywhere.
Yes,
there's races everywhere.
All kinds of races happening on both sides of the Mississippi River tomorrow. So tell us about the John Deere store and what can typically be found inside year-round, aside from this exciting day tomorrow.
Yes, so the John Deere store is perfect for every fan. As you know, we have our quintessential hat, we have the t-shirts, the toys, everything, but there's even more special collections. Like we have one specially for Moline that features a very unique logo and everything for Moline. And we didn't bring it, but that maybe is your cue to visit the store.
Go see what it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah, so you brought some of the items here today. Will these be available outside the store for this special tomorrow?
Yes, so these are part of the special. So we will be having $10 t-shirts, $10 toys. Some of those are here. These are some of the items that will be special for sale. And then BOGO on kids' clothing. So that will be perfect. Perfect for back to school. So definitely pop by, and $10 t-shirts, $10 hats.
You cannot beat that. No, that's wonderful. You're going to have some visitors also tomorrow. So there's going to be a vendor there with just tons of toys to take a look at. So I want you to talk about that. But also now, this isn't part of the sale, but you will have Skechers there. This is a really fun, it's a kids shoe collaboration?
That's right. So John Deere earlier this year released that shoe collaboration with Skechers.
Wow.
And they have so many cute items. It's adorable. So they will have a try-on station for the kids to try on. Cool. Maybe they find something special there. We have light-up shoes. We have some that are very Crocs-like, but John Deere, things like that are
kids
great.
Love those Crocs.
Light-up shoes and Crocs are very popular right now in my house.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes, that's for sure. So we want to emphasize that this sale is specifically on the patio. So yes, go check inside the store, but the specials are really going to be outside, right?
That's right. Yeah, the specials will be outside, and we'll have all kinds of.
That makes it easy for people. You know what I mean? Like if that, because like there's no shame if that's what you're there for.
Exactly.
And so you know exactly where to go, and that's going to be on the front patio area. That's when you're going to be checking out those items. We may have the chance to meet the new John Deere mascot.
Oh yes, so I was prepping that special surprise for later. We will have a guest appearance by the mascot, Johnny himself.
Did I give it away?
No, it is not. It's not. No, it was for today. For today.
Okay.
Oh, for today. All right.
Yes,
so.
for today. Yeah.
You can tell me.
No, it's fine.
Tell me later. No, that is really exciting. That is a brand new thing that we can all get excited about as families.
Yeah, so definitely a photo op opportunity there with the man himself, John Deere.
With the man himself.
Johnny.
That's right. Johnny will be
Johnny
there.
Deere.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. All right. Well, the John Deere store summer sale is tomorrow, July 26th from 11 to 3 p.m. If you didn't know, the John Deere store is located at 1300 River Drive in Moline, right next to the John Deere Pavilion. You cannot miss it. You can shop for Deere products anytime by visiting shop.deere.com. As Paula mentioned, anything John Deere is going to be in that store. So you want to check out in-store or online. Paula, as always, thank you so much. I hope it's a good turnout tomorrow.
I hope so too. We can't wait to see everyone.
It'll be a lot of fun. Up next on QCL, an opportunity for solo artists to take some time in the spotlight. The Solo Fringe Festival is coming to the Black Box Theater in Moline. We'll learn more about how to participate after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
An exciting, unconventional, and deeply creative event is coming to downtown Moline, and it's all about going solo.
It is. The Black Box Theater is gearing up to host its first ever Solo Fringe Festival, a 3-day celebration of individual performers pushing artistic boundaries. And joining us to tell us more is Black Box Artistic Director Laura Adams. Laura, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
this sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what is a Fringe Festival? There's a little bit of history there.
Yes, there is. Actually, Fringe Festival started in Edinburgh, Scotland. There was the main stages, and then those that didn't have enough money to be in that area, they would perform on the outskirts, and thus called the Fringe, and that's how Fringe started. But this festival is really, it's the first one here. This is kind of an experiment, if you will, this year, because right where my theater's located, I'm just kitty corner from the Sound Conservatory. I'm just down from where Ballet Quad Cities will be. So my hope is that we'll have a lot of interest interest in it, and that we could expand it and make it really, you know, park one place and then be able to go around to different venues and see things. So this one, I'm focusing on solo performers because I know a number of people, and also, you know, we have a magician, David Cassis, who you guys have talked with. And then Shelley Cooper will be doing her brand new piece that she just finished at Hollywood Fringe. It's called Ragdoll on a Bomb Site. And she wrote all of the music for it as well. We have another lady that's coming in from another part of the country. She's just written a solo piece. So it's an opportunity to showcase this kind of talent, and musicians as well. Ballet Quad Cities will have a solo piece and then do the Dance Me a Story with the kids. And the one thing I wanted to do this time, which is a little different than most Fringe festivals, normally you would come in, you'd make out an application and see what theater you wanted to be at and do your own marketing, etc. This time, because it's a first time, I had a grant from Quad City Arts, and so I'm able to pay each of the solo performers as they come in. So we don't have to worry about the number of people in the audience, though I'd like them all to have audiences. They all deserve it. But this is a way to sort of like test the waters. And we have, like I said, musicians, a magician, solo artists who are doing their own personal pieces. And I just find that, you know, there are a lot of folks out there. We have an abundance, just in your show today, of talent and things that people can do and spend their money on. There is no fee to come in and see a show. It's all pay what you think it's worth. And that way we can see whether or not there's any interest in coming and seeing something like a solo Fringe, or more than that. I mean, I certainly saw things up in Edinburgh that were not solo artists. They were, you know, doing full plays and things like that. But there is just something about this area that we just are so blessed with. So many different,
a melting pot of talent.
You know, and it's not just that talent. We have sports, and we have pretty much everything anyone could ever want. So this is a little way to, you know, stick your toe in the water and see whether or not there's an interest in it.
Yeah, so, we're very diverse as far as talent goes here in the QC, that's for sure. So, you know, the concept dates back to the 1940s. So what do you really think draws people to Fringe performing? Because a lot of times it's things they've never seen before. And that is, you know, we have our Wickeds and our Sound of Musics and all of that sort of thing. But these are pieces that have never been seen before in our area. And also a lot of the musicians are also doing their own work. They're not doing covers, they're doing their own work. And to be an artist is to express yourself in those ways. And so I wanted to have an opportunity, or present an opportunity for those artists to be seen and heard. Too often, you know, they've got little tiny venues, not that the Black Box is so big, because we only seat 60, but the thing about it is it's a way for them to be seen, and I'm a big proponent of that, not just for my own theater, but also for all of the artists that are working around here. You know, for every Josh Duffy, there's another young drummer somewhere who's not being seen yet. And so we want to see if we can make sure that people do get to know that start somewhere.
That's amazing. And it's very brave. I mean, a solo performance can be very challenging in a multitude of ways.
I've done a solo woman's show, and the one good thing about it is if you like lose it up there,
you're the only one that knows.
You're the only one. So
that's how I feel when Kyle's off.
That's how I felt
Nobody
all week.
knows.
Your stage manager's going, where's she going? Where's she going?
You're right.
Other than that, you know, it allows you at least that. But I think that there's really something to be said for anyone who's trying to create something artistically, and you know, even within the world of television and things like that, we still are creating.
Absolutely. And we're going to put the information on the screen, but is there time for solo artists to still contact you for this?
Yes, they can. I'm not going to announce the whole thing until August 1st.
Okay, wonderful. And that is coming up. Those are the performance dates there on your screen, and solo artists interested in participating, just contact Laura Adams at the email on your screen. We'll put that on our website as well, and look for that complete list of participating performers here coming up within the next week or two. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, and thank you so much for watching.
Your News at 4 with William Ingalls is coming up next. We'll see you next week.